breaking news from Surfside town leaders who've just wrapped up an emergency commission meeting.
And that meeting focused on how the town can move quickly to get emergency help. CBS 4's Bobeth Yates is live in Surfside with what they decided. Bobeth.
Well, Jim and Lauren, commissioners have officially declared a state of emergency here, and less than an hour after they declared that state of emergency, Governor Ron DeSantis announced FEMA has approved the funding needed for the rescue and recovery efforts.
There is a resolution to declare an emergency.
Mayor, the motion carries.
Okay.
The town of Surfside is now officially in a state of emergency. The move is the first step to get emergency funding needed to respond to the tragic building collapse. Federal, state, and county officials have all promised resources, saying whatever is needed to help with the rescue and recovery will be provided.
I tell you, again, extraordinary. I had a call from Speaker Pelosi this morning, and the speaker said that heaven and earth are being moved for us.
But while commissioners work to ensure that they can get the help they need, they're also looking to the future, making sure this tragedy never happens again.
There's things that we need to do right now to make sure that this never happens again, and to assure that all the other buildings that are here in Surfside are sound. And
officials say that includes possibly inspecting all their buildings and maybe even changing building codes.
Why do we wait 40 years before we have to recertify a building on the beach with beach air, with salt air corroding the building? Why wait 40 years? Maybe it needs to be shorter. Are we looking at what's going on under the building, subterranean? Maybe we need to take another look at that. When these rules were put into place, global warming was imaginary. Sea level rise wasn't a thing. People assumed that the ground beneath the building stayed the same forever, and we know that's not true.
Now, you heard that commissioner talk about the subterranean and how that process works. One thing that came out of that meeting is the only time these buildings, these large buildings, really have an examination of what's underneath the ground is when they begin the building process. After that, no additional examination is required to recertify the building. They say they're hoping to change that effort in addition to all of the other things they're starting to look into. But they say all of this is still in the early phases, and what they're really focusing now is rescuing anyone that is inside that rubble. Send it back to you, Jim.